As we grow older, keeping up with daily hygiene can quietly become harder than it used to be. It's not always about skipping a shower or forgetting to brush your teeth. Sometimes, the struggle runs much deeper. And here's the surprising part. Most people don't even realize how small hygiene slips can slowly chip away at health, confidence, and independence. Have you ever wondered which habits might be quietly fading without you noticing? Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll see why these little routines are more powerful than you think. Before we dive in, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you never miss out on tips that can help you or your loved ones live healthier, stronger, and more confident golden years. Now, what often goes unnoticed is that hygiene isn't just about looking neat. It's a shield that protects your health and even your dignity. When routines are skipped, it can lead to infections, skin problems, bad breath, and sometimes even social withdrawal. Sadly, many seniors and caregivers don't connect these dots. They don't realize how something as small as adjusting a routine or using a different product can completely change the way someone feels day to day. And here's the thing. You're about to learn the habits that make the difference. But let me ask you this. Have you ever thought about how much hygiene is tied to independence? When it becomes too difficult, many people feel embarrassed or ashamed, sometimes pulling away from others instead of asking for help. That cycle can be heartbreaking. Yet here's the hopeful news. With awareness and a few smart changes, it doesn't have to be this way. That's why subscribing is so important. You'll always have access to helpful advice that could make a difference in your life or in someone you love. As we age, our needs shift. Skin becomes more sensitive. Mobility changes. Memory plays tricks on us. These are real human challenges, not signs of neglect. And that's why these routines are often forgotten, not because they don't matter, but because the world doesn't talk about them enough. Today, we're shining a light on them. So what are these overlooked hygiene steps that could change everything for older adults? Which ones are so simple, yet so powerful, that they can protect health, restore confidence, and even strengthen relationships? Stick with me, because we're about to uncover 5 essential habits that most people never think about. But once you know them, you'll never look at hygiene the same way again. If you're ready to take the first step toward healthier, happier aging, make sure you subscribe right now. That way, you'll always have these life-changing insights at your fingertips. And trust me, you won't want to miss what's coming next. As we grow older, even the simplest routines can turn into real challenges. Think about it. Something as ordinary as bending down to wash your feet or standing in the shower for a few extra minutes might suddenly feel uncomfortable or even painful. Arthritis, stiff joints, weaker muscles, or balance issues can turn what used to be effortless into a daily struggle. And when hygiene routines feel exhausting, it's easy for seniors to skip steps without realizing the long-term consequences. By the way, if you find these insights helpful, make sure to subscribe, because we share practical tips that can truly make life easier and healthier for older adults. Take foot care, for example. It's one of the most overlooked parts of hygiene, yet it's so important. Feet can become dry, cracked, or more prone to fungal infections with age. And if someone can't reach or clean them properly, small problems can turn into painful sores or infections. These don't just hurt. They can affect mobility and independence. You don't really notice how vital foot health is until it starts slowing you down. And here's something many people don't think about: oral hygiene. Holding a toothbrush or flossing may sound simple, but for someone with arthritis or reduced grip strength, it can feel like a battle. That struggle often leads to skipped brushing or poor cleaning, which can snowball into gum disease, tooth loss, or even heart problems. And when eating becomes painful, nutrition and energy decline too. Surprising, isn't it, how something as small as brushing your teeth can ripple into bigger health issues? That's why we keep encouraging you to subscribe, so you'll always have access to small but powerful solutions that make these routines easier. The truth is, when physical limitations pile up, frustration follows. Seniors might feel embarrassed, defeated, or overly dependent on caregivers. But here's the hopeful side. Tools and adjustments exist to make everything more manageable. A toothbrush with a larger handle or an electric brush can ease hand strain. Floss holders can replace tricky strings. In the shower, chairs, grab bars, or handheld shower heads can bring back comfort and safety. With the right tools, hygiene doesn't have to feel like a chore. it can feel empowering again. And don't forget about the environment. Bathrooms with slippery floors, dim lighting, or awkward steps can become hidden hazards. Simple fixes like non-slip mats, brighter bulbs, or grab bars can give seniors the confidence to take care of themselves without fear. This is where the shift in perspective matters most. Instead of thinking, why isn't this person keeping up with hygiene, we can ask, what's making it hard for them? That small change turns blame into compassion and opens the door to real solutions. Caregivers and loved ones can step in not with judgment, but with support. And here's the beautiful part. Once these barriers are removed, hygiene transforms from a dreaded task into a daily boost of confidence. It's not about forcing someone to do things the way they used to. It's about finding new ways that fit their life now. When seniors feel supported and respected, they're far more likely to keep up with their hygiene. And that leads to better health, more independence, and greater peace of mind. So here's a question for you. Which of these challenges do you think is the hardest for seniors to face? Foot care, dental care, or the bathroom environment? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe so you'll be the first to learn practical solutions for each one. Sometimes the reason hygiene routines slip away isn't just because of physical challenges. It goes much deeper. For many seniors, it's about memory and the way the brain changes with age. Think about it. Tasks that once felt automatic, like brushing your teeth or washing your hair, can suddenly feel confusing or overwhelming. When the mind struggles to remember steps or simply forgets them altogether, it's easy for important habits to quietly disappear. And that's why I encourage you to subscribe. Because in every video, we explore solutions that help make daily life easier, healthier, and more dignified for seniors. Cognitive changes, whether it's mild forgetfulness or more serious conditions like dementia, can completely reshape the way self-care happens. Imagine trying to follow your routine when you can't quite remember what comes next. Or worse, you're unsure if you've done it at all. A senior might pick up their toothbrush, start brushing, and then stop halfway through because they lose track. Or they might stand at the sink wondering, did I already brush my teeth today? That uncertainty can lead to anxiety or skipping the task entirely. Here's what makes it tricky. Hygiene isn't one simple action. It's a chain of steps. Use soap, rinse, dry off, change clothes. When memory starts jumbling those steps, the whole process feels frustrating. And that frustration can lead to avoidance. But here's the hopeful part, and it's why sticking around matters. With the right tools and strategies, seniors can keep more control over these routines. Caregivers and loved ones can make a huge difference. But it's not about taking over. It's about guiding with patience. Little things like bathroom checklists, sticky notes, or signs that say brush teeth after breakfast can work wonders. Creating a steady routine, same time, same steps, every day, helps the brain latch onto patterns more easily. And did you know technology can help too? Electric toothbrushes with built-in timers, smartphone reminders, or even voice assistants can gently walk seniors through each step. These don't replace independence. They actually strengthen it by giving just enough support. Emotional support is just as important. Memory struggles can feel embarrassing. No one wants to admit, I forgot to shower, or I'm not sure if I brushed. But when loved ones respond with patience instead of frustration, it reduces stress and restores dignity. That emotional safety is often what encourages seniors to keep trying. And here's something I really want you to take away. This isn't about laziness. It's not about neglect. It's about the brain working differently. And when we understand that, the whole focus shifts from blame to solutions, from shame to support. So here's my question for you. If you had to design a memory-friendly hygiene routine, what would you include first? Reminder notes, technology, or a fixed daily schedule? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss the upcoming tips where I'll share practical, step-by-step ways to make hygiene easier for seniors facing memory challenges. Another big reason many seniors quietly struggle with hygiene is because of skin sensitivity. Our skin changes as we age. It becomes thinner, drier, and far more delicate. What once felt simple and refreshing, like a warm bath or a quick face wash, can suddenly feel irritating, uncomfortable, or even painful. And when something that's supposed to make you feel good starts to hurt, it's only natural to avoid it. That's why I encourage you to subscribe. Because in every video, We explore practical ways to turn challenges like this into opportunities for comfort and confidence. Dry skin isn't just about a little itchiness. It can crack, bleed, or turn red, and harsh soaps or hot water can make things worse. The surprising part? Many seniors continue using the same products they relied on years ago, not realizing that those soaps, shampoos, or lotions may now be too harsh for their changing skin. Instead of helping, they strip away natural oils and leave the skin more vulnerable to irritation and infection. And since the skin is our body's first line of defense against germs, neglecting it can have serious consequences. Here's another hidden factor: sun damage built up over decades. It makes the skin fragile, prone to bruising, and slow to heal. Even gentle scrubbing can cause irritation. That discomfort often leads to skipping or rushing hygiene routines, which only increases the risk of infections and, in turn, creates more hesitation around bathing or cleaning. It's a cycle that many don't even notice until it becomes a problem. And here's something few people talk about. As we age, our bodies produce less oil and sweat. That means seniors might not feel sweaty or dirty in the same way they used to. But that doesn't mean odor or bacteria isn't building up. This can quietly affect both health and confidence in social settings. But the good news is there are simple adjustments that can make all the difference. Switching to fragrance-free moisturizing cleansers, bathing with lukewarm water instead of hot, and applying rich lotions immediately after bathing can help lock in moisture and soothe sensitive skin. Think of it less as scrubbing and more as nourishing. The goal isn't to fight the skin, but to care for it with respect. Another important step: regular skin checks. Whether it's a caregiver, a loved one, or the senior themselves, paying attention to unusual redness, slow healing spots, or patches of irritation is key. Catching these early can prevent bigger health issues later. And that's why subscribing is so valuable, because we'll keep sharing practical tips that make daily hygiene safer, more comfortable, and more empowering for seniors. If you're finding these tips helpful and want to keep learning about senior health and wellness, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Your support helps us reach more people who truly need this advice. Now, let's move into another often forgotten part of senior hygiene: hydration. And I don't just mean drinking enough water. I mean keeping the skin hydrated too. Most older adults don't realize just how much hydration impacts their skin, comfort, and overall hygiene. As we age, the skin loses its natural ability to hold onto moisture. That's why so many seniors experience dryness, flaking, or even painful irritation. And here's the tricky part: when cleansing starts to feel uncomfortable, it's tempting to avoid it altogether. This is where proper hydration makes all the difference. And remember, if you're enjoying these insights, go ahead and hit subscribe so you won't miss the upcoming tips. Hydration actually begins from the inside. Many seniors drink far less water than they should, not because they don't care, but because thirst signals weaken with age. Some even limit fluids to avoid frequent bathroom trips. But the cost of dehydration is high. The skin becomes fragile, slow to heal, and more prone to cracking. And when that happens, bacteria and germs have a much easier time sneaking in, leading to infections. The good news is that simple adjustments can help. Moisturizers made for mature, sensitive skin can lock in hydration and create a protective barrier. The key is applying them right after bathing, when the skin is still slightly damp, and choosing products with gentle, nourishing ingredients, not harsh chemicals, can make cleansing feel soothing instead of irritating. But it's not just about lotions. Think about the environment too. Dry air from heating or air conditioning can pull even more moisture from the skin. That's why small changes, like running a humidifier in the bedroom or wearing gloves while cleaning, can make such a difference. And here's something people often forget: hydration matters for your hair and scalp as well. A dry, itchy scalp can make washing or grooming unpleasant, which leads to skipping those routines. Using mild shampoos and regular conditioning can bring back comfort and make hair care something to look forward to again. When hydration becomes part of the routine, hygiene feels less like a struggle and more like self-care. Seniors feel cleaner, more comfortable, and more confident. And that's exactly the kind of practical, life-changing advice we share here. So make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. So let me ask you, would you find it more helpful if I shared the best moisturizing products for seniors, like creams, soaps, and shampoos? Or would you prefer simple, everyday hydration habits that anyone can follow at home? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss the answers. Another often overlooked piece of the hygiene puzzle isn't physical at all. It's emotional. For many seniors, feelings of loneliness, depression, or anxiety quietly drain the motivation to keep up with daily routines. When someone is carrying that kind of emotional weight, even something as simple as brushing their teeth or stepping into the shower can feel exhausting, even meaningless. And this isn't laziness. It's the very real way mental health shapes energy, focus, and self-care. That's why I encourage you to subscribe, because here we don't just talk about the what of senior care, but the why behind it and how small shifts can make a big difference. Think about it. Social isolation is one of the biggest challenges for older adults, especially those who live alone or have lost close friends and family. Without the encouragement of regular interaction, hygiene can lose its sense of purpose. And once someone starts skipping routines, they may also begin avoiding social activities out of embarrassment, creating a painful cycle of isolation and neglect. Depression often deepens this struggle. Many older adults wrestle with low energy, feelings of worthlessness, or simply not seeing the point. And when someone doesn't feel good about themselves, it's hard to find motivation for routines that protect their health and dignity. That's where caregivers, family, and friends can step in, not with judgment, but with encouragement, patience, and presence. Sometimes, just knowing that someone cares makes all the difference. Sharing company during grooming, adding a bit of fun with favorite music, or offering products that feel soothing and enjoyable like a gently scented soap or soft lotion can help transform hygiene from a chore into a comforting act of self-respect. This emotional piece is often the missing link in understanding why seniors struggle. It's not just about stiff joints, fading memory, or sensitive skin. It's also about the heart and mind. When emotional needs are met, seniors are far more likely to keep up with healthy habits that protect their confidence, dignity, and well-being. And that brings everything together. Physical challenges, memory changes, skin sensitivity, hydration, emotional health. They all weave into the same story. Hygiene struggles in seniors are never just about willpower or neglect. They're about a complex mix of body, mind, and feelings that require compassion and smart solutions. Taking small steps in each area can turn hygiene from something overwhelming into something empowering. Adapting tools to physical needs, creating memory-friendly routines, using gentler skincare, staying hydrated, and nurturing emotional well-being. Each step matters. And together, they give seniors what they truly deserve: comfort, dignity, and confidence every single day. So if you found these insights helpful, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Your support helps us reach more people who need this information. And by hitting the bell icon, you'll never miss the tips that can make life easier and better for you and your loved ones.